Aha, surprise! We came back early.
You're welcome.
For those of you who's still away, oh, that's terrible. So, the area, Connor is now with a bit of press against his head.
Curly's. Or Connor's pressing Curly.
Connor's pressing a bit of wadding against Curly's head. The crossbow bolt has not been removed. The bit of wadding has become soaked with blood. Just a little bit, not a lot. It's not that bad. It is a head wound, but it's a really clean head wound at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a very nice looking head wound. There's one entrance and exit. Did it poke out?
Yeah, it's poking out.
So yeah, it's fine. We'll let
Wait a minute. It's not like it's. I imagine like a pencil just like sticking out.
So if
or
you
is it,
imagine
like,
instead
in the back of the head,
somebody
it
went through like right above the brow, so it's like went through this and then went through the excess skin that's right by this temple and is now sticking out.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's just a cool piercing at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right now he is all the rage.
It is a wicked looking piercing. It'll probably be a sweet looking scar too. Maybe he'll just put a big old ring through it.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway, we'll let Curly decide that.
Connor,
that's his life choices.
Connor is pressing the wad of clothing up against Curly's head. He's going to be okay, right? And Curly's like, I'm going to be fine. I need to get a healer. Get this removed.
I'm going to wipe the blood off my dagger and then point it at the body that's floating. It's like, but he won't be. And take everything away.
Yeah, Thomas just kind of gives Kodrog this look like...
Did you want to loot the body?
Yes, please.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Oh my.
I mean, he might have a nice pair of boots.
I mean, the captain understands the whole plunder thing, but he doesn't do it personally.
I don't think Thomas would want to, but I think he'll look on him mainly for information. He seemed to be the leader of the group, and there might be papers on him.
But
well, you can have him after I get my boots.
A masterworked? Jon, your praise is you can get at least a 12, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do it for me, man.
I can do this.
I have a 5. I'll assist you.
Oh, natural 20.
I got a 19, but add 5 to that.
So is this related to metals?
No.
Okay, gemstones?
No.
Okay, that's only a 27.
His jacket, his leather jacket, his Gambenson, man, I apologize. Gambeson. His leather gambeson is masterworked. It is of nice quality. It's now got a couple of cuts in it and whatnot, but that can be fixed.
You can patch that up with some glue.
There's a lot of decoration on it, frills and embossing.
I doubt that he actually has this, but is anything on him magical?
No. He's wearing a silk shirt underneath. And 4 daggers. And not like, hey, look, it's a cute little eating knife. These are 4 daggers meant to kill people in armor kind of daggers. A scimitar, and his heavy crossbow, he had 6 bolts to it.
Oh, man.
The captain will spend the time reloading the gun.
Oh, yeah. And I take his 4 daggers and his sweet coat.
He does have a nice pair of boots, and probably about 5 to 6 silver pieces of jewelry in his ears and nose.
Called him.
All right.
I'll split him with you, Thomas, if you want jewelry.
Yeah, you see he grabs a hold of his ear and starts just like ripping off an earring.
No, thank you.
This is a nice earring, too. It looks like solid gold.
Did you find any paperwork on him?
Oh, I don't know. Check these pockets. I'll toss him the masterwork coat.
All right.
I don't check the pockets until I put it on.
I'll check them.
Okay.
If the captain doesn't say,
yeah, go ahead.
Curly will say, "That's not all yours. That money, that ring there is so he gets a proper burial. Be kind, or the gods are watching." even though he's got an arrow in his face.
Oh, well. I will... Do I leave that ring with him?
No. This is the money you would use to make sure that he got a burial wherever the hell you guys want to bury him.
Oh.
The captain says is like, if you kill a man, you take care of the rest of it.
Aye, sir.
Thomas doesn't really say anything.
So you guys are in a moment of urgency. That means basically Kodrog's going to have to come back to this one.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
So-
he's
I'll
not
keep the
expecting you to
ring.
do it now.
So
I'll
stash
keep the
him.
ring, but I'll come back. Yeah, I'll tuck him in a cubby. And while I'm tucking him, I'll see if he has any other pockets I can search.
So write
Papers and
down that
such.
you got an earring and a ring. And the earring's going to be worth 2 silver, and the ring's going to be worth 3 silver.
Nice.
Yes, he has
Silver.
papers in his jacket.
Sweet. What kind?
Rolling papers.
Oh. This is not what I needed.
He's also got some long leaf in a pouch, a carving knife, as well as a set of silverware. Or, eating utensils.
Excellent.
I won't take anything, but I'll tell Kodrog and toss him back the coat.
Oh, good. I like it when my coat comes with papers and long leaf.
Of course you do.
Okay. So, where are you keeping the body at to come back to it later?
I mean, we're in a cubbyhole, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're in a guard tower. Is there like an antechamber or something I can just like tuck him in?
Yes.
And he'll stay? Okay. I'll put a couple of loose rocks on him. No, wait, there's no gravity to
I was
hold him.
gonna say that just floats off.
Yeah, just stay there.
Sure.
Okay, and what do you two want to do with your new crewmates?
I want to question them. They know what's going on. This is only one of the guard towers that we were just in. If there's any other place that we need to know where we could be attacked, I think we should know.
Okay.
Yeah, or if there are any more potential recruits.
Well, ask away.
I don't know, you just sliced one in half with an axe, Kodrog.
Correction, I hit him with the hammer end and stabbed him with my pointy knife. He's still one piece.
And the young one, Connor, says, but what are you gonna do with us?
Well, Curly here has joined our crew, so he's our brother. What do you intend to do with us, Connor?
Curly will step forward, push Connor back, go, he's my brother, and I'll watch after him. He joins the crew, too.
How old is Connor?
Probably
How old
about
is he?
15.
I was like,
Well,
Good.
I suggest, if you don't want to get caught up in anything, I suggest you wait here and or outside of the mine.
there's the bonesaw guy.
Well, I could also
Bonesaw.
just give you a couple of bits to go get drinks.
Go wait for us at the pub?
You got a great story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, you got a wicked scar. I'm sure the ladies will like that.
It's not a scar, it's a wound.
You can play it off as a scar.
It's
Yeah.
a future
Right now,
scar.
it just looks like you have a wicked
Right.
piercing.
For the purpose of game time, we're going to assume that the two agree to head back to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
After
And
we question them, hopefully, because I don't want to just...
ask away. We're not going to roleplay through this part. We're just going to kind of dole out answers. You've got them on your side. He's got a crossbow bolt in his head. You've promised him a doctor to help him out.
Yep.
So he's not on no fuckery at this point.
His brother's coming too.
Yeah.
Everything will be right in the world.
He got rid of
Whoa.
the asshole. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Questions.
Where are the other guard towers, and who or what should we be looking out for if we continue on?
We've never been through the caves, but we know Burgess probably left people behind for ambush purposes. He's planning on his ship should be stocked and ready to go, and we were supposed to distract you guys long enough so that he could get on his ship and get away. He lied to us and said he would come around to pick us up, but I know better. Burgess is a flat-faced liar.
Oh. Is he also a portly gentleman with walleyes?
Aye.
Is he a walrus?
No.
Do you know anything about the kidnapping?
Yes. I was one who broke in, but if you clear me, I can tell you everything.
That's up to the captain.
He seems like a reformed man.
I am. I'll take whatever penance and payment cut from my pension or pay. I don't care. I don't seek to serve time, but I'm going to turn over Burgess at any chance. He was doing us wrong and keeping everything for himself.
Typical pirate.
So
yeah,
go ahead.
I have bad times with pirates in my past. Anyway, where would she be held? Obviously on the ship, but where?
He's taking her to the ship, most likely to be held in his quarters. He is a not kind man. He speaks generally in riddles and of the dead gods. I don't like him too much. And so he might be keeping her close so that he can use her as leverage in case something happens. He kept her barrel near his quarters when we were in trip here.
Has he harmed her in any way, or...
He'll look to the ground as best he can. Most likely, he will if he hasn't already. Like I said, he's not a nice man.
Thomas will look to the captain. We need to move.
If you guys have any other questions, now's the time. These two are about to walk off.
I think I'm good.
Is there any other dangers other than ambushes, perhaps? That they know of.
They don't know. They don't know of the cave, but they know that there is a crew on another ship called the Violent Storm on the other side that is to meet the captain, and the captain is making his way through these caverns to get over there. When they intend to leave, they don't know. You guys showed up right after we got here, and so the captain became in quite a bit of a hurry.
Oh, I have a question. The other ship, the decoy, obviously, how'd you team up with the, I forgot what we call those.
Sharklins?
Sharklins.
Sharklins,
yeah.
Sharklins.
Sharklins.
Without the K.
How did we what?
Team up with them, obviously, you're working with them in some way.
Like I said, the captain is not a nice man. He's able to do things that aren't normal, not natural, like what you did. Like what we saw when you disarmed Curly.
Great.
And how much of a head start do they have?
When you chased us off from the bar, we got over here just in time to tell him your presence.
So, not far.
The trail is hot.
What kind of artillery do you have on the ship? And will the ship be docked at that opening?
We know nothing of the Violent Storm's weaponry. This was a ship we were moving to.
Yeah, the captain will say it was like, whatever they are up against, the Ember Falls will surely be able to handle.
I'm not worried about the ship, I'm worried about the man. If he's as powerful as I am, I'm more worried that he'll cast something on the ship.
Then we should get to him first.
Here.
Okay. Curly and Connor will separate and head into town to go get some, to wait at the bar for you guys.
Yeah.
At this point in time, you're going to be heading into the abandoned caves.
Excellent.
Who is taking lead and how do you guys want to venture?
Not me.
I'll take lead again. I like leading. Dagger in mouth.
Okay.
It fits him, it fits you.
A little bit of blood on it.
I cleaned it-ish.
Iron.
I wiped it on my dirty pants.
You tripped.
Iron, dirt, and soot.
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm gonna continue to try and move as stealthily as possible.
Let's do that.
Oh, that scrumpy's good.
Okay, wow. I do not like being stealthy tonight. So, I've got a 11.
Oh, that is good.
11?
Yeah, unless I still get bonuses for
Of course you do. What's your
Okay, so-
perception?
Do you, and also, just so the two of you remember, you can do passive, meaning that you would take a 10 and add your bonus to it if you don't want to roll.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad I rolled my perception. That is a 23.
Okay. You begin drifting down the tunnel, using the wall to shift you around. You can either be on the left or the right-hand side. With the watchtower being on the right-hand side, I assume that's also the side you would go to be on. But you know you need to make a bank to the left as you travel farther down to head into the abandoned mine section. You get to some 600 plus as you're going down this tunnel. As you're going down, it's nice, it's long, it's windy. It just kind of bends generally to the left. It breaks off to your right. And as you drift up, I'm assuming that Thomas and Harris are behind you. You're ahead in the darkness using your dark vision. You see the tunnel off to the right is a definite no-go. Most of the opening is covered with a silky film of spider webs, stretching from both ceiling to floor, wall to wall. And as you're drifting past this large opening, because you've pushed off now and there's nothing but air as you drift past, you can see what looks to be a body, an elongated, silk-covered object that almost looks humanoid. Some 20 yards in the silken catacomb.
Yes, and what did you say your perception was?
23.
It was a 23.
So, as you pass by, your immediate instinct is like, they went that way, and one of them got caught. But then you notice none of those the webbing at the entrance is broken. Because the 23 will definitely see that.
Yeah, that's a mule that was caught later, like previously.
Yeah, previously.
Later.
You said that there was two?
A left and a right. So the
Left
tunnel
and a right.
continues going left, but this is a side tunnel going off to the right, filled with silken webs. So you
All right,
continue.
let's not go down there.
Yeah, we definitely continue to the left.
You continue drifting to the left, and at this point in time, the tunnel makes an abrupt, by best description, downward thrust into the depths of the hold itself. Thomas, you and Harris continue drifting behind him. You can't see your dwarven friend, but you can definitely come across the intersection and see that the webs have not been damaged, so you assume...
Yeah, I think with Thomas's intelligence and just common knowledge, yeah, he'll... Plus, Thomas doesn't like spiders, so he immediately just starts heading left. He thinks about it and he just goes, nope, and he heads to the left.
When I get to the point where the tunnel abruptly turns downward,
Yes.
I'll spider hold in the crux of the bend and wait for them to catch up so that I can make sure they come the right way.
Sure. You are now in the position looking down this tunnel. You can see that it opens up wider, and there is light ahead. It's a dim blue light that seems to be iridescent and cast almost everywhere. You're not sure of a source, but it's illuminating the tunnel as it seems to twist and turn ahead of you. Thomas and Harris are catching up to you at this point in time. You can see their blistering bright light spells.
Oh gosh, they're gonna give me away. Okay.
I have a question. Actually, you know what? Continue. I'll look it up.
Yeah. Seeing that they have made it past the spider trap entrance, I will push off down the tunnel towards this weird light that I see.
All right. You get to a fork in the tunnel, and to your left, a blue glow, and it looks like it's opening up into a larger cavern. To the right, actually it's more to the upright, there's a small crevice in an opening. Signs have been tacked into the wall that says caution on it. You can't really see too much. It looks like a caved-in opening, but the room next to you, the large open room next to you, seems to have a lot of swirling mist and trying to remember what they're called. Mushrooms. They're basically like glowing blue,
like little spores, right?
Yeah, like spores floating through the air, spore clouds, vapors or whatever, and mushrooms on the ground, or what you would assume to be the ground, the ceiling, and the walls. And there's at least one or two other passageways out, and it's bright, and there's like layers of clouds above their little thing. It's kind of cool. It's like you're drifting into some sort of crazy Wizard of Oz. Sorry, a Wonderland kind of.
Wonderland, because we're going down.
Yeah.
So wait, am I in this room with
No.
the swirling fog? Okay, good.
Not yet.
Not
Because
yet.
that does not. Oh,
Does
is that the direction that we're heading?
You have a tiny little crack split off to your right, and then this giant room. The map was not really. When you looked at it, you saw these break-offs, and you are in the abandoned cave now.
Right.
And at this point in time, you have no direction in which you need to go. How would you like to figure out that next step?
Does the blue light look like it's moving, or is it like a general light coming from the opening?
It's coming from the mushrooms themselves.
Oh.
They're luminous.
Yes, they're like shiny, pearl-colored themselves, but they illuminate like a light blue color.
What's that place in Skyrim that has all those glowing mushrooms?
I have no idea. I didn't play Skyrim. Spoiler alert.
Oh no.
Kind of reminds me of that because they have luminescent mushrooms too. They're larger though. Does this light and stuff in it look like it's in the air? Obviously, the light comes from the mushrooms, but I'm wondering about like spores and shit. Like if we go through here, we're gonna have to put on some sort of ventilation mask or anything.
You're not there yet, so Kodrog is currently by himself. But to answer the question, yeah, it looks like the glow might be floating amongst the clouds in the mist.
Okay.
So I would like to do a knowledge to see if I can identify what these are and if it's safe to travel through them.
Sure.
The only knowledge that I actually have ranks in is mathematics.
No. You make an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I have knowledges, but I gotta get there before I can help out.
An 11.
Mushrooms. That
Okay.
you've never seen Cookie make these, so it's you're not sure.
And do I have to? Okay, so I'm sorry, my mental image of this is not quite good. So there's the tunnel, the general tunnel, and then there's the crack with
crack.
caution signs, and then
Yes.
there's another room off to the side
No,
with
it's
mushrooms.
just the tunnel goes into the
The
room with
tunnel
mushrooms.
goes
Yeah.
into the room with mushrooms.
You got to split left or right. Left room filled with mushrooms. Right, tiny little crevice that looks like it's got a cave in going on, kind of like rocks all loose in it.
So I want to inspect the cave-in entrance to see if it looks like anything has been disturbed recently.
Sure. What will you use for that? What skill?
Let's see. I have. Oh god, not survival. Can perception work for that?
Yeah, it would either be knowledge, nature, or perception.
Okay, then definitely perception.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of would be knowledge dungeoneering, but
22.
Yes, as you begin kind of looking around, you don't see any disturbance with the small crack off to the right-hand side, but as you're looking around, it looks like several of the mushrooms near the entranceway that are what would be on the ceiling look like they have been disturbed, and you see probably about 20 feet in, near a patch on the ground, a glowing handprint.
we have our lead.
Excellent. I'm gonna wait for the captain and Thomas to catch up so that I can explain to them that we have to travel through the mushrooms, and I don't know what they're going to do to us.
Cool. Let's see. I have knowledge nature. I also have knowledge void, if that would count.
Either one of those.
All right.
Yeah,
Whichever-
Thomas, what do you make of these?
They are mushrooms that glow. Let me see.
I didn't know that. Thanks, Thomas. I'm an educated wizard. Oh, look, a mushroom with glowy bits.
Do you think that we're all fancy talk like that?
That's what I hear when you speak, yes.
18, 19, 20, 22. 22 on knowledge nature.
Okay. That's my knowledge local, because that's what I got to go on.
Okay. These mushrooms are called shriekers. They have a couple of things about them. First of all, they don't sit still. They can move if they need to. They can walk across the ground. They can shoot across a room. Right now, they're very dormant. They have tendrils that will sprout from the top of them that are covered with sticky ichor that can paralyze you. And their other special ability is they generally hang out near a larger predator. And they make a ton of noise to call the larger predator. Their population size is generally related to the size of the predator. This room is about 5,000 square feet in total, and the walls, the ceiling, and the floor are covered with this species. The fog cloud itself is part of them as well. If you drift through it too much, they'll become aware of you.
Oh. So...
is there any way to, like, calm them? Or are they always, like, awakened? Like, if I sing a song, will they, like, start to, like, dim, shut off, or, like...
Will they start singing along and call the predator upon us?
Or that!
So that was knowledge nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you would know enough to understand that, like,
Can I
wow,
roll knowledge
that
anyway, then?
they aren't necessarily a sentient being so much as a symbiote kind of thing. Like, they take advantage of movement. So, you
Yeah.
imagine, like, something disturbs them. They start their shrieking thing. The predator comes, eats whatever it does. Eventually, it's gonna shit out something, and then they get to eat it.
Yeah, but with the knowledge nature rule, I should be able to understand a weakness of some sort if that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
Do they have a weakness?
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Fire
that's
will
the
definitely.
best
Fire is weakness for almost everything.
But the thing is, like, even if I decide to be like, fireball, one, that'll be so devastating it could cause a cave-in. Two, it could actually physically harm them if they have the ability to shriek physically. Harming them will be like if I hit you in the face. You're gonna say something.
Yeah.
So you want to know if there's a weakness to them. 22 is more than enough, I think. If you can convince them that there is a bungusoid predator of some type running around eating them, you can get them to get scared away. They would launch themselves. They would leave this area. But you just got to convince them there's something that's eating them.
Okay.
So it's got to be like a smell or a monster of some type that would
I have
munch
my
on.
leeches!
They're not blood mushrooms.
Still!
I don't know, maybe you can enchant something on the leeches to make them seem more dangerous?
Maybe summon a monster.
Or summon a monster that likes mushrooms?
I
Summon a
can try.
monster?
I honestly don't know if I can at a level 2 spell. But I will check.
Okay.
I mean, to Kodrog, it sounds like our best option is to just drift very, very slowly. Like a summer's breeze.
I'm
through the
thinking
tunnel.
of drifting very fast, because if we go slow enough through these clouds and they detect us, that's a dead giveaway. The only thing that I can think of is either distract it or, think that someone's eating it or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause
and
if
or
drift
push
through the
off.
clouds. If the clouds
Yeah.
are there and you drift through them, you'll set them off.
So one thing I don't know if Max has really specified is that the cloud is not all-encompassing in the chamber, in the cave.
Oh.
It's like, little, like, gatherings of these cloud spores that are that cling relatively close to the mushrooms, like it just, so
Okay.
there's like little tendrils that of cloud that would be kind of around, but it's not like a swarm of all-encompassing cloud and stuff.
So like there's a hollow center.
Yeah, so it's possible for you, if you chose to and were careful enough, that you could navigate through.
Using that acrobatics flapping your jacket maneuver.
Yeah, pretty much.
well, if this is the ceiling, We could do the squat maneuver and just shoot up in there.
That's also true.
Yeah. We can just rocket man through.
All right, so you and the captain, were you going to rocket man through Kodrog?
Well, that depends. We're waiting on
can't-
Kodrog.
Yeah.
We're waiting on Thomas just to make sure, because Thomas is the smart mage, and he may have a better answer.
Thomas keeps tapping his head like there's an answer in there waiting to come.
Yeah, Thomas he has his spell book open and he's going through it and he's biting his finger as he's trying to read some of these things. And he goes, well, I can summon a dolphin. Didn't know I could summon that. I could summon an eagle, a fire beetle, poisonous frog, a pony, a snake.
Ooh, a poisonous frog. That might do something. Can you make it a large frog? Like a
Probably
giant
about the
frog?
weight of a dog.
Well, let's see. Size.
I think the frog would be good. Because if it's already poisonous, it'll emit out something similar to the mushrooms, right? Pretty sure.
I think it would.
I'm confident that it would work, says the captain.
It wouldn't be large. It would be rather tiny, but I could.
A swarm of frogs.
Can you do a swarm of frogs?
Ooh,
How many frogs
that
do you
is
summon?
actually- I can summon only one monster from Summon Monster, but there is a spell that I know of. I just can't think of it right now. It's like Rain of Frogs or something like that. I had it. It's seriously like that. I
We're
had
going all
it.
biblical now, aren't we?
I had it on
hold
a
on.
scroll in my past Pathfinder game.
I got
And I remember being like, what the fuck? I remember reading it and being like, why did I find a scroll of this?
Alright, I'm posting it right here.
It is
And
a 3rd level spell.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh, I
But
can't do that.
I'm gonna let Max be the adjudicator of that choice.
Reading over it, this spell would be 2nd level in the Shadow Dials.
Okay, so hold on. My thing is being sure. Rain of Frogs, yeah. Sweet, yeah. Thomas will go, well, there is Rain of Frogs. Since it's going up and since there's no gravity, I could just summon it that way.
That sounds perfect,
Just a
Thomas.
general spray of frogs.
I have a question for Max. Since this is a second level spell and for a 3rd level spell, how will Thomas feel after casting this?
You're not actually creating real frogs. They're fake frogs. They don't really exist. It's not like a regular summoning spell. Where a regular summoning spell actually brings a creature into existence, and if they die, they die. You're actually just making just little magical frogs that have certain qualities.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not going to actually, like, make him weaker or anything like that because of...
No.
Expending power.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're not really pushing it. You still have some spells left from the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Yeah, Thomas will go, okay, give me a second. And he'll stretch out his arms and he'll, I have Draconic, right? I always imagine spells being in Draconic.
They are,
For some
yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Unless you're cleric,
yeah.
and then they're celestial.
Yeah. He'll start speaking in Draconic and he'll focus on where he wants to summon these things and he'll start doing things with his hands and then poof. Just a bunch of poisonous fucking frogs.
It starts
Like-
off as a pinpoint of greenish colored light, and then the greenish light expands, and inside of it there's a bubble of swirling masses that at first looks like newts and tadpoles that grows larger and larger. The bubble gets to about the size of a baseball before it pops and explodes. And at first it's a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen something frogs begin spawning out, and then it quickly becomes hundreds of frogs popping and leaping and flying off in various directions. They're not used to this gravity, so they just fly here and
They're
there.
just spinning.
The first one lands
Their
upon
lips out.
the first one lands upon one of the shriekers and clings on. The shrieker kind of starts to move a little bit, and it tries to figure out what's going on and begins paralyzing the frog with its tendrils. But as it gets hit with more, some of them begin shooting off. Pop, 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 pop. And the the prodders begin just like flinging themselves across the room.
I think, once there's a good break, I feel like Thomas will just be like, great, that's good. We can go through that.
Excellent. So, the captain does not look away while you cast your spells. He's actually very impressed with your work.
All right. Now you guys are navigating through a room of flying shriekers and poisonous frogs.
That aren't shrieking.
Well, I have control over this spell still. Like, I can snap my fingers and cause it to go away.
It is not...
That's with Eddie's spell.
I'm reading it right now. It is not dismissible.
Oh my god.
So
I made it worse?
No,
Yeah.
it's fine. You said we
Essentially-
waited for a break.
Now there's an opportunity. The Shriekers are more into just trying to dodge this new swarm that's come in, and you guys have flying frogs and Shriekers. So, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Might be better, might be worse. The Shriekers are trying to run, the frogs are trying to run. What's the duration on these guys?
I feel like
Concentration plus 2 rounds.
I feel like we've gone from having like a pseudo dangerous tunnel pathway to like flying through an asteroid field of poisonous frogs and shrieking mushrooms. That's how I feel about this.
So the captain comes and claps a hand on your shoulder. Is like, Kodrog, don't worry. This is all part of the experience. It's all part of the adventure.
Thomas is just kind of like, as Kodrog says that, Thomas just goes, shit, I did do that, didn't I?
And let's see. I don't know if this matters, but his diplomacy is a 26. To his leadership, I should say, his leadership is a 26.
I
To
feel
bolster
encouraged.
your morale.
I say we wait for a break and then just rocket through it.
All right. Because of your activities, the first 2 rounds of the frogs' existence, because you're not concentrating, right?
No.
After 2 rounds, they'll dissipate. On the 3rd round, there's a lot less stuff floating about. Doesn't mean there aren't things floating about, but there is. The beforehand acrobatics test was a 15 to make it through without hitting any spore. The now acrobatics test is a 13. But you don't have, if you fail, you have a chance of either hitting spore or shrieker that's floating around.
Or a frog.
No, the frogs
The frogs are
disappeared.
gone.
Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
All right, acrobatics check from the captain. He is fine.
Kodrog is good.
Guys, I don't
With
have
16.
acrobatics.
Neither does the captain. I just rolled.
Neither do I.
So roll and add your dex if you have dex bonus.
Do I? I don't think I do.
Roll high.
Tell my dice that.
16?
Congratulations! You guys navigate through the field of terrible mushrooms, floating clouds, tendrils of paralysis, and make it to the other side of the room. Who's first?
Yes.
Second,
Kodrog.
captain, and then Thomas is last.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Thomas is doing that thing where he's going, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this stuff before he goes.
Drifting from this area, Kodrog, you move into as you're following the tunnel, it's not hard to find the other handprints as you move along. It's great. Actually having them flying around and have to dodge them every once in a while makes it a little bit easier to find the handprints and the footprints. Apparently it looks like Burgess and whoever was with him had stumbled in here and made a mess of everything.
Yeah, actually, as you get further into the cavern itself, you see where not only there's a handprint, it looks like a body slammed into the wall because there's a big patch of, like, phosphorescent, like, and, you don't get too close, but you're pretty sure that there's, like, this smear of something, because there's, like, this trail of, like, phosphorescence that kind of, like, spread around the cave. Maybe something happened there. I'll let your imagination wander.
Does it look like there has been combat? Like, is that
in
kind
the,
of smear?
in the traditional sense, between a person and a person? No.
Like,
Between a predator and prey? Quite possibly.
okay, good.
All right. Cresting into this next area, getting away from all of these shrieking, floating mushrooms. You come into a room that's just as dangerous in your opinion. You've come into a room, it's a little bit warmer, and you notice that there is a fungal blossoms around the room. A lot less, not covering every possible layer, but there are these nodules, these fungal pustules that are pulsating like a red fiery light. They mostly are centered around the room, as you can see, sitting in the middle of this like large curved area of the floor, a scaled wonder of some type, wrapping itself up underneath some wings as it is curled up into these pustules and whatnot, and has gone back to sleep. Or maybe it is asleep, you don't know, but as you come drifting in, you touch down, you look over and your heart stops beating. It's about the size of maybe a giant humanoid, or a rather decent-sized ship, and it's curled into this fungal nest.
I'm gonna hold up my hands so that they'll like, don't go in, stop.
I think Thomas, when seeing it, he'll be like, I told you so. Like, I told you there's me killing mushrooms in here. Like...
So...
Wow.
The captain will quietly approach, and his eyes will go wide for a second, and then he'll turn around to Thomas and have this big shitty grin on his face, like, now the adventure's just started, this is awesome.
You guys are about 60 yards away from this creature. From here, it's proportionally sized. It's still big. Kodrog, your perception was really good earlier, so as you're looking around, watching and looking, figuring everything out, you see that there's ample opportunity to get from here to other exits out of this large cavernous room. But to your advantage, you can see down one tunnel that seems rather straight that goes out into the void. And what you can see looks like a foremast and a bit of line and sail.
Does it look like ours?
No.
Captain. Through that tunnel, I think that's our ship. Not the Amber Falls, but our quarry.
The captain will nod, and he doesn't say anything, nods, and he points in that direction.
I'm gonna Superman launch myself towards that hole.
All right.
Silently.
All right, so it's an acrobatics and a stealth roll.
Oh gosh.
Don't forget, you can take a 10 on your stealth, your shitty stealth that you roll
What?
every time.
Yeah, okay, I'll take a 10 on the stealth. So that would give me an 18 for a roll on the stealth. Without any extra bonuses not listed on my character sheet.
All right, now the acrobatics roll.
Now he's gonna suck at it.
8.
You launch yourself tumbling through the room, quietly.
Excellent. Like starfish.
How about the captain? Silent plus...
Okay.
You're so crazy, Kodrog.
The captain is not as quiet as you are, Kodrog. But his acrobatics is fine. He launches himself well, but doing so he knocks off some rocks that, from under his feet. We're going to see if that has any side effects. Nope. All right, Thomas, your turn. Silent and deadly.
I'm not good at both of those things.
You can do it! We believe in you.
I got a 4 for my acrobatics and a 5 for my stealth. Can I just say that Thomas somehow just pratfalls and it causes this loud, obnoxious sound?
Below a 5. All right, so as they launch off and Kodrog begins starfishing across the room, the captain looks magnificent. You are more distracted by looking at him and his lean body figure as he launches across the room, silhouetted by the outside light coming from the hole. You slip forward, hit the ground, and slide. Luckily, taking no damage, you pull yourself up and just give a quick, gentle push to kind of right yourself. But that righting causes a slide. That slide starts picking up more rocks and starts going to the center of the room. Not just one or two, but like a dozen or so rocks. One of them hits the pulsating red fungus and boom!
Oh no!
A loud explosion lights the room up.
We were doing so good.
Probably just leave really fast. I don't know.
The shriekers behind you begin to scream.
Great.
The large black reptilian form begins to stir in its pit.
Go, 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 go. Just
So-
run.
I just want to point out, it was behind, not in front of, so maybe the captain will get away. Or no, the captain will have to rescue Thomas. He has to be the hero.
That's
I'm in
true.
the middle of the room, right?
The captain has his bubbly water.
I do.
All right, so Kodrog, you're starfishing across the room. You're still making it. It's just a little sickening. What do you want to do?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna. So, can I try and right myself to not be a starfish?
Yes. Like
Okay,
I said,
that's what
you
I-
could pull out your jacket and flap it around and take control of yourself.
Yeah. I'll use my sweet new jacket.
Oh, yeah.
To batwing myself into rightness.
Okay. And what else?
Oh, I'm trying to get out of here.
All right. So you're
Like,
still
I-
aiming. You're like trying
Yeah.
to keep going in that direction. So it's like
Yes.
right yourself, touch the ground, jump off even farther. You got to get to that dude before that
Yeah.
ship leaves.
Yeah.
So it did really fucking good.
All right. So what's the captain doing?
The captain, seeing that Thomas is in danger, turns around, takes out his
Butt bottle.
butt bottle.
Butt
That's
bottle.
what we.
That's what we call
Butt bottle
it.
TM.
That's the colloquialism that is now being used. And like turns, like puts it into it, like his stomach, pops it, and just like starts like propelling himself down towards where Thomas has landed. I rolled. I've got really good on both of my things, so
All right.
I'm pretty sure that I can make it there.
Yeah.
And grab him.
And then turn it the other way and push back off. Okay. Thomas, what do you want to do? As you're like, oh, crap.
It's like, hold it. So he gets there. You're down there. You're done. It's like,
Yeah.
and you all of a sudden the captain is like right next to you, and he puts his arm around you, and he's like, hold on.
He gently slides an arm under and around you.
Yeah.
Says, hold on tight, Thomas. With a dashing smile.
Yeah, I would imagine
Perfect.
one.
Is how
One.
Thomas sees the whole scenario. I don't know
Yeah.
what actually happened.
Thomas swoons. Two. I would like to. I'm hoping that whoever hears this that is down there will just go, "Oh, rocks fall all the time." But I don't want this thing chasing after us. But I also don't want to harm both of us.
Just pelt it with a bunch of frogs.
They're poisonous. I could. Actually, you know what? That's a damn good idea. I'm gonna do that because that'll cause a distraction, and the frogs will just keep hitting it in the face. Yeah, so I'll cast Rain of Frogs with the poison effect still, and
You're
behind us.
Are you gonna concentrate on it this time?
Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate on it. After I look away from Jason's gaze, and I'll just I'll start saying it, and I'll actually do this where like, cause he's holding on to me, but I'll like do it under, like I'm trying to give him a hug, but I'm just trying to get behind him and cast through him.
You're trying to multitask.
Yeah.
The explosion of
That's what
the
I will do.
frogs over the void drake's head draws his attention as he begins looking around and trying to see what this new invasive species is. It sees a lot of them and starts hitting the ground. For a moment, it tries to decide what to do. Then, it snacks on one.
It's poisonous, bitch! That's what Thomas will just say.
You just distracted it.
It eats a few, it hears the shout, turns and looks in a direction. Its eyes gaze for a moment.
Shit.
It begins
More
to
frogs,
hunker
more
down
frogs.
and begins clawing like a cat across the ground, like it just saw prey as you guys vault into the opening void ahead. Jon, you come out.
Poisonous bitch.
Thomas.
With a bound and a leap, Kodrog exits the opening and sees a majestic-looking vehicle in front of him, but it is not the Amber Falls. This sleek-looking yacht looks like it's rather formidable. Upon arrival, You see the crew is active. They're disembarking or something. There's a lot of activity going on. You see they have poles they're trying to push off. You realize they're trying to leave. But then what you see next catches your total attention. You see a portly sized man, a small group of men. They're not getting onto the boat. They're actually leaping from the boat back into the hold. Other people on the boat are also just leaping off the boat. You're not sure, as you come to the ground, you hit your feet and slide for a bit. A massive shadow casts across the opening as you hear a distant voice yelling, "Fire all cannons!" And you see the Amber Falls just barely grace. And then you see all six of the main cannons just open fire on the non-moving vessel.
I am more worried about the princess. I don't know where she is right now. That is
you
awesome.
You can see the fat man is dragging along what looks to be 3 guards and a young girl, and they're flying back into the hold. From where you're at, they're about 120 yards off to your left-hand side, and they're going into another cave in the hold.
Oh.
They're running while the Amber Falls is opening fire on their sitting duck.
Yeah. So, I am going to shout back through the passageway. They're fleeing into another tunnel. I'm in pursuit. And I'll Superman launch my way to the tunnel entrance that they're heading to.
All
This
right.
is my favorite Superman launch.
All right, Superman launch. Go ahead and make your acrobatics roll.
Golly.
Maybe
Did you beat
you
a
should
10?
take a
Did
10.
you beat a 10?
That would be
I
great.
got a 10.
All right, so you're flying across the opening. If anything happens and the whole hold shifts like 20 feet to one side, you're just going to fly out in outer space, but you're fine. You're fine.
I can get you. Don't worry.
While I'm flying, I'm gonna go ahead and pull my axe out and pull the dagger out of my. Wait, the dagger's not in my teeth because I just said something.
That's
We're
true.
assuming it's in your
Unless you
hand.
mumbled it.
Oh.
I mean, you could, because if you had it in your mouth, yeah, you would mumble something.
No, I would have had it in my hand and
Yeah.
called out and left.
Thomas
Don't
and the
eat pencils.
captain are now entering the area. Kodrog is flying through a field of splinters as he's launching himself across the way. You guys have eyes on him. And as you guys come out, and the captain hits the ground, you know that thing's behind you, but you can also see that the Amber Falls has opened fire on this vessel and has laid in 6 well-placed shots.
6 shots on the broadside, bitch.
Yep, the main mast is now snapped and is like listing off to one side. Some stuff is caught on fire.
You think that maybe in the distance you hear the cackling of a tiny limb.
Oh, man.
That's the only sound she makes is when she laughs.
All right, you guys are.
I think
What does the captain want to do?
Gosh, the captain, hearing that Kodrog is, seeing that the Amber Falls has succeeded in what he expected them to do, and hearing that that Kodrog knows where they're going, he's going to gently set Thomas back where he can have his feet on, something solid. Be like, "We must hurry this way," and then he launches himself Superman style, and majestically.
Awesome. Yeah. Captain's got it handled. Kodrog's got it handled. Thomas, right now it is a battle scene. 2 ships are laying waste to each other. The other ship looks like it's preparing to fire back. This storm vessel, whatever it's called. The Amber Falls, on the other hand, is at this point in time rolling just slightly into the viewpoint, and you can definitely see that the gun deck is leveled into this area. Splinters of wood are flying around, not generally here at you, but just there. The air is filled with debris at this point, and people trying to jump ship.
Okay.
Just like free throw a fireball at him.
I was like, I was thinking of that, but I feel like they've got this, and I want to get us closer to catching this asshole. And I recently came across a spell while I was looking for poisonous frogs I forgot what it's called though, and I feel like it was called like Gust of Wind or some shit.
You've used
Break
that
wind.
before.
Yeah. There's one
Yeah.
that's called Gust of Wind.
And
Yeah.
You've used it in the past. It's a first level
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, I would like to attempt Phantom Blood. That's cute. Anyway,
She's
I should-
getting distracted in his own book. Woo, when did I get that one?
hey, he's like, when did I write that? When did I study this? Anyway, but yeah, I will try to attempt Gust of Wind. I will leap off backwards, use Gust of Wind to propel myself towards the group. Hopefully not too hard. And I'll do it when this reptilian thing rears its head and like comes out of this hole with us, because I imagine it's still following us, even with the whatever. But I would like to try using that, pushing off, and attempting to help my buddies and push them with me, because they're way ahead. But I would imagine that this is going to be powerful, so I would
Sure.
just kind of grab them,
Okay.
scoop them up.
All right. So you pointed away from yourself, cast Gust of Wind on the ground, at the same time leaping. Still
Yep.
make an acrobatics roll, but you get a +10 to do so.
Cool. 28.
You launch yourself. Your speed is great that you definitely pass Jason by.
Ooh.
Is there any way I could grab him? Because that was the whole
He
point.
rolled really good. He could probably grab you.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
You
I'll
hold
reach
your
out my
hand out. And
Yeah.
You reach your hand out as you're flying toward him. He sees that you're coming, and so he puts his hand out to grab yours, and you lock elbows hand to hand.
Yeah,
in
there's
a
a
strong
brother
over
embrace.
here.
All right. The large black reptilian creature whose natural camouflage allows it to blend perfectly into the void crawls out of the hole and begins looking around. Seeing that there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, it looks to the left and right. This creature, by the way, don't get your illusion that it has some level of intelligence. It doesn't want to play a game of chess with you. It doesn't want to guess what the fucking riddle answer is. It wants to kill you, eat you, and store your body somewhere for food later. Seeing that there's a lot of predators in its area, or at least things that it feels could be harmful to it, it releases its breath weapon, which is a line of white-hot plasma that shoots out, and it begins just scoring the deck of the giant vessel next to its opening. The plasma automatically sets fire to everything it touches. So
I
it
hope
gets
the crew sees this and goes, "Damn, Thomas is powerful."
Yeah, and it's funny.
I'm really hoping that it's that.
Yeah, and as it happens, the captain actually says like, "We're gonna tell him that you did that."
The creature lets out a Godzilla-like roar as it lets out this hot white plasma across the deck of the Violent Storm, searing crew members with its 16d8 plasma hot fire and setting fire to the deck itself, cutting through one of the masts and through some of the decking. People are running. The ship is on fire. Kodrog, you enter the other tunnel, and as you hit the far wall to catch yourself to look in, there's a moment of repose as this is a man-made tunnel. There are bricks on the floor, walls, and ceilings. This is not some cavernous... Oh my gosh, 65 points of damage. That dragon did some damage. This is not... You see that's probably about 30, 40 feet of just like cave stuff, but then there's an actual archway and a tunnel.
Yeah. This does not look like something that miners would build to support like a mining structure. This looks like it looks like it's been here longer than the mining community.
And what languages do you speak?
Let's see. Dwarven and Tekiao.
Neither of those languages are written above the archway.
It's very beautiful script, by the way.
Bet it's Elvish.
You do not see the fat man, his compatriots, or the girl.
But there's only one way to go, right?
Only one.
Oh my god, I have Elven Red.
Is it Elvish?
You have no
When I
idea.
get there, I'm
You're not there yet.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm excited.
I start running to catch up.
All right, so you're all into like launching yourself.
Yeah. I'm like full speed trying to catch the fat man and his guards.
What is your magic rating?
My magic rating.
Yeah.
Is that mind, faith, or chaos?
Mind.
It is an 8.
All right. Make a mind save as you enter the doorway.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Well, I rolled a 2 with my negative
good.
1 modifier. That gives me 1.
You feel bad, remorseful, like guilty of doing something as a child, stealing the last cookie that you knew was for your brother, but you took it anyways and you ate it. You feel bad in that level. You're going to suffer a -1 to all saving throws while in this area.
Okay. So I feel bad for eating my brother's cookie, but not stabbing Daryl.
No, this is
this is like
guilt
like
feeling.
Priorities.
like you did something wrong and now you feel
Right.
bad about it
Yeah.
on a personal level, not like on a like oh man, it's
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. It's like
It
devastation.
was my brother's favorite cookie, and it was his birthday.
There you go.
and
I
you
knew
ate.
it was the last one.
I knew it. I willingly took it. I knew.
You move into this opening. It's tall. It's like 7-8 foot high. It angles. You come in, and as you do so, there's a strong pull. You light down onto the ground. The whole floor is made of grindstones, well carved and smoothed over ages. The tunnel is
Excellent.
about 40 feet long, and then there's a flight of stairs going up at the other end.
Ooh. I can, like, running on grindstone, does that change, like, modify the speed that you can run at all? Like, make you slower? Because
No, it
It's
makes
not
you
quite
makes you your normal speed.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like sprinting.
All right. You sprint to the stairs. You begin climbing them. The stairs are so odd in shape. These aren't even like human stairs. They're tiny in comparison. So you have to like run up at a weird angle just to get to the top of them. And as you pull up, you realize in your mind as the room has become a little bit more lit, your feet aren't actually attaching to a grindstone at all. There's no grindstone on the ground. And you're running like it's normal. You don't feel that ting or that pull. It's like you're walking on a gravity plane.
Yeah, and as you would notice, since you are a dwarf and engineering is kind of a very dwarven thing, those stairs aren't stairs that like are made to be walked on. They're like decorative.
Okay, decorative tiny stairs
Why
that are
not?
gravitated.
Yes.
Getting to the top, it's a single passageway that opens up into a larger area. It looks cavernous, slightly like it used to be a well-formed room. Somebody built this chamber, and you can see that at some point maybe the walls cracked, and then runoff was able to get in, creating stalactites and stalagmites. So you have like a shaped room. On the far side of this room, you can see what looks like a mound or a temple or some sort of raised platform. The same kind of stairs go up the platform to where there seems to be a chamber of some sorts. And you can see the fat man and his guards with the girl entering that chamber at the top of this mound. And this is a very well-formed mound with tons of pictures all over it. You have no idea what they're about.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna call out, stand and fight, you cowardly void swine.
A guard hears that, wheels around, natural 20.
Holy
Fires his heavy crossbow across the room.
crap.
So yeah, he does stand and fight and shoot you. 18 points of piercing damage.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Since it's a piercing weapon, ignores 2 of your armor.
okay, so it ignores my armor bonus or my hardness.
Hardness.
Okay.
2 of the points of your hardness.
Okay, so that leaves me with 7 still.
Yep. So you'll take 11 points of damage as the arrow stabs
Ouch.
into your chest.
Ouch.
How you feeling?
Because
Pretty
That would certainly harm me.
pretty
Not
shitty.
great.
Yeah. How many guys are there?
3.
Three guards and a fat man.
And a little girl.
Where's she?
She's being dragged along by the fat man.
They still moving?
They've gone into the building. One of the guards has heard something, whirled around, and just took a quick snipe shot. He was not even trying, dude.
Nice shot.
It was lucky.
He was super lucky.
Yeah, it's like gravity pulled the arrow to my heart.
Oh! It's on the wrong side, but yeah.
Can Horace and I be there, please?
You will.
'Cause
This is the round in which you guys are entering.
Sweet, thank you.
Real quick,
but-
Kodrog. Well, Kodrog's got one more action before you guys are at the entrance. Kodrog, you yelled at them, "Stand and fight!" And guy whips around, puts a crossbow bolt, slams it into your chest. Decisions are being made. What do you want to do?
Laugh maniacally.
Okay, I love it.
We have a mate.
Make your intimidate roll.
It's almost like in the Avengers when they're like, we have a Hulk.
Yeah.
You shot me with an arrow.
Okay, so since I have no modifiers, only a 13.
That's fine. All right. Laughing maniacally will unnerve them.
Because it echoes through the
Yeah,
chamber.
I just shot that dude straight in the heart. He's laughing at me. Oh, man.
You picked the wrong side of my chest, asshole.
I'm a dwarf. Our hearts are in our wallets. Thomas, you and the captain gust a wind over, and as you move into the area, you're able to wow, this is kind of cool. You're able to control your movement enough that you're able to slow down in the entrance of the cave. As you turn to look where Kodrog's gone, you're confronted with the opening to some sort of stone entrance that above it says in Elvish, "Rest in peace, my beloved friend."
I think we're in a tomb. Or a mausoleum of some sort.
Really?
It's Elvish, or well...
And y'all hear, "Oh yeah, bring it!"
We'll talk about this later. And Thomas will run up the stairs.
The captain will follow Thomas. As Thomas runs quickly up to aid his good friend Kodrog.
You guys head into the entrance. Gravity takes effect. You can feel that you're on grindstones. You run up. You have read a decent amount about Elven, but as you get to it, you begin seeing the stairs that lead up. Each one talks about. It's talking about this elf's life, like, you know, when he was young, he was adventurous. When he grew a bit older, he met a wonderful woman, and it's like, because that's what the stairs say. It's pretty pictures to other people.
Now you would realize that these decorative stairs are actually like very thin slabs of text stacked on top of each other that create these steps to the mausoleum.
That's so nice!
So you're like running up the stairs. Oh, look at that! This is when he got married. You know, is that what you
What's nice?
Yeah.
As we're running, as the captain is running behind you.
As we get up there, I would like to say a few things to this guy, and hopefully my rolls will be true.
Okay, so you get to the top of the stairs at this point in time. It's opening into an entranceway. Kodrog, I'm assuming you've got behind some cover because Crossbow Man has moved back and he's reloading and he's watching the expanse between where you're at and where he's at. So he's going to make eyes. If he sees you running across, he's going to try to shoot you again. He's holding you down.
So I was thinking that I was just going to run.
Okay,
but
so
if there is cover,
there's not.
I might run. There's no cover.
There's stalactites and stalagmites, so there are stalagmites.
Oh,
I take that back. There is cover. Mm-hmm. So you were running there, and then he whips back out from behind cover with crossbow, and we'll say at this point you're halfway across the room, and you've taken cover behind the stalagmite, and he's got a crossbow out.
Yep.
So,
that sounds right.
Okay, that's where we're at right now. And Thomas, you're walking into the room at this point in time to see what's going on.
Now, question: Thomas only sees the 3 baddies. Does he see the?
No, Thomas only sees one baddie at the top of the burial mound with a heavy crossbow.
That helps my visualization as well.
Okay,
I
sure.
thought all 3 stopped.
Yeah, so all three are in the room?
They've gone into this, whatever this building is at the top of the mound.
So right now, one out of the three,
I was gonna do something
Henchmen.
epic.
Sorry.
only one henchman is out where you can see them. So that's what you're dealing with right now.
Damn it! I had a whole plan too. Now I have to rethink of something.
Well, just put it on pause and just.
Yeah. Seeing my compatriots run to the top of the stairs, I'll shout back to them, "The fat man's taken the princess to the chamber above this goon up here. Shall I slay him, Captain?" And I'll laugh again.
We're like, it'll be fire at will, sir. Even though you don't have a gun,
Fire at will.
because that's what you say. Fire at will.
Alright,
Doesn't
so the
matter.
captain maybe take a pot shot.
Yeah.
That will cause the crossbowmen to jump behind cover, or get killed.
Yep. Please let the captain go.
That's a hit.
Yeah. So it's
2d6, unfortunately. That's all there is to it. For 7 points of damage, his coat will knock off 3. So it's yay. So he comes out, gets shot, and moves back a little bit. Kodrog, you've got a chance to get closer.
I'll take it.
All right.
I'll run up to the next available cover, or leapfrog to the second most available
This
cover.
game tonight is all about frogs.
It is.
You do. You get to a stalagmite that has become is very close to the base of the stairs. The crossbowman comes back out, and he sees a sliver of you, so he's going to try to take a wild shot.
plus the cover.
15
or
plus-
minus the cover.
15 plus 2 is a 17. And your AC, because you're behind cover, goes up by 6.
Oh, yeah, totes misses.
Yeah, so the crossbow bounces off the stalagmite, and he pulls back behind cover to reload.
Oh, darn. Okay, so if I flip around the other side of my stalagmite, can I see him?
Yes.
I throw a dagger at him.
Oh, all right. The height of the temple is 40 feet, and the range
Ooh.
of the dagger is 10 feet. So you're looking at a -6 to hit
Well,
him.
it's also. Is it in gravity now?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that's how it works.
Okay. A -6, throwing a dagger. I can totally do this. A 14.
That hits.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Okay, roll
That'll
that beautiful damage footage.
Remember to add in your strength.
I'm always the GM that's gonna be like, yeah, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
But he has
Yes,
a-
and I'm. It's funny. I'm good GM and you're bad GM. That's how life works.
Good cop, bad cop.
7 damage.
So his AC is 13, and you hit by 1. He's wearing a boiled leather jacket and his gambeson, which blocks 3. And so you do 4 points of damage. The captain had just did 4 points of damage. That's 8. So the dagger hits him, stabs, and falls back out. And he's like, ugh! And he now moves out of where he's at to get farther into the building.
Okie dokie. I know what I would like to do.
What are you doing, Thomas?
I do have a question though. I have multiple questions.
Okay.
Normally, Burning Hands is a 15-foot range because magic is like more powerful. How far would that be? Would it double?
It would be a 30-foot arc, which is really wide.
Mhm.
Warn you ahead of time. That's a big fan.
It's like, yeah,
But
but it's still a lot of fire.
It's a lot of fire.
there's a lot of fire. We're in stone. The other one is, where are these guys located? Are they? Because I imagine that they're like behind thingies, and they're in the same area.
So
Yes.
They're behind
no.
stalactites and they're in the same area.
No,
No.
because as far as like the enemies, only one of them is visible to you. The two henchmen, the leader, and the princess are actually inside the building.
So imagine this. Okay, we'll use a Mayan temple. So imagine a Mayan temple with a building on the top of it. They've gone into the building, and a crossbowman is hanging in the doorway, shooting at you guys every once in a while.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so far, he's hit Kodrog once, and Kodrog hit him with a knife. By the way, good roll.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a magic missile then.
Which, okay, so you saw him, so you're gonna fire 2 magic missiles.
Yeah, because
Alright.
if I was gonna do something epic originally, and then I thought of something something else that was epic, and since it's just the one guy, I'll just do magic missile because if the other guy and the main guy is in the room, I wanna.
Yeah. Write down your epic thoughts and save them for 2 weeks.
That's gonna kill me.
I know, but you know what? You'll have 2 weeks to improve upon them. So.
All right, the first one's a 4. The last one is a 3.
All right. John, as you've moved, you threw your knife. It flies up, hits him. He barrels back into the room. You can barely see him. 2 bright white dots of light, like stars, fly up and around the corner and hit him right in the face. I mean, they take a 90-degree turn and slam into him. You see him drop. The crossbow goes flying and begins clattering down the stairs.
I was gonna say, if you look where those bolts come from, you just see Thomas in this epic stance at the top of the stairs.
Yes.
He's just like, all right, let's keep moving. Like,
You hear a cry from inside the temple, Kodrog. You guys can kind of hear it a little bit, and you hear it sounds like a girl yelling out, "Help me, please!"
oh.
Oh gosh, I start running again
All
and
right.
draw
Yeah.
the dagger.
That's where we call game, guys.
No.
Now you know how I feel. Try
Yep.
that. Try having this amazing thing in your head that you just have to hope your rolls are good when it comes to it.
I'm gonna flip this desk over.
That's a really heavy desk. Experience points.
Ooh.
I like experience.
So yeah, good job, guys.
300
Yeah, that was
each.
exciting.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So hang on. Avoiding the first one. That's another 200. That's 500. And running 600 in total. 600 experience points to each of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice. 2750.
I have 12,650. I hope that's right.
Sounds about
That
right.
doesn't sound right.
Oh no, I don't know. She's throwing numbers at me. He's the numbers GM. I'm the not.
12,600.
I write things down, and yep.
We'll handle that off screen.
Yes.
Post production.
So thank you everyone for participating in our Shadow Dials adventure for this evening. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks, chat. You're
Yeah.
great.
If you like what we do, you can catch us, Original Box Set, here on the Shadowcasters Network or on our own channel, Original Box Set. I'll put the link into the chat. And here it is. Remember to follow us and the Shadowcasters Network to receive notification of when the channel goes live. If you really like what we are doing, you can subscribe or you can become one of our patrons on Patreon. Link.
Boop.
All right. Well, this is the part where we say goodbye and sign off for the night. I've had a lot of fun.
Actually,
What?
this is the time where we get to let other people share their awesomeness.
I totally
I
forgot
want to
that
plug
part.
my shit.
That's right.
I apologize. This is my first time. I didn't write it well. I'll fix it in post.
So, Paige, tell us what you've got going on.
Hi, I'm Paige. I am normally not in the Pathfinder world, sadly, because it's my favorite genre to play in. I am usually in Anarchy, which happens every other Monday, which happens to be this Monday at 9. I have to be
9.
there at 8. I have to be there at 8. We start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. It's a Shadowrun-based game. We take. I'm tired. Bear with me. I'm usually much better at this. I
You
swear.
can do it. We believe
do
in
it.
you.
Anyway, so basically, chat. When you are there, we take chat suggestions. We put your name into a raffle. The chat suggestions actually affect the game, and they give us plot points, which makes us affect the game even more. It's really fun. I play a awesome, badass cybernetic chick named Walter. I, Paige Jones, the person, I am an artist. I do art things. Here, look at my Instagram. I do my art stuff. If you like an art piece there, you should contact me. Either messaging me there or my email is there too. You can buy my artwork or you can commission a commission. That was correct.
She's over there.
I'm great. I think that's about it. I think that's all I have.
No.
And then I do this Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jon.
Thanks.
Yeah, and if you want to see more of my bearded face, come over to the original box set Twitch stream. But
Where?
come in January.
In
'cause
January.
December is our break
Yeah.
month.
You all on the Shadowcasters network are very fortunate because in December, original box set does family time, family month, all day, all month long, hanging out. We come over to the Shadows network and we moonlight for 2 weeks in December. The rest of the time, you guys are gonna see our pretty faces on original box set in January.
Yep.
So, if December is our family time month, and we spend time on the Shadowcasters network with these wonderful people, are they our family?
That means you're our family too.
Oh my god, family.
Go clean your room.
And actually, my room is pretty messy. Like if anyone can, I don't know how my face is cropped. I'm just voguing at this point, but I don't know how my face is cropped. But my room is a mess.
Nah.
I used to have a stuffed chicken near my door that its head was poking out and staring at me the entire time. And I know anarchies were cropped, and I am the only one that can see it. So every so once in a while, if I do this, if I look to the side of my camera, I'm like, that chicken is staring at me.
That's amazing.
I'm very
I like
tired.
that.
All right.
So thank you everyone for joining us. We are going to be back with more Shattered Isles in 2 weeks, Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Catch us on this channel. If you like what we do, come check out our other videos on original box set, or, just catch up with everything that's on this channel. I was part of Misspent Youth. We just finished up the whole
Epic.
game. The epic conclusion was last week, so binge watch all of it. You won't be disappointed. And I think that's it.
That's it.
That's what we got. Enjoy the rest of your night, because we sure are gonna.
Good night.
Bye!